Welcome
This is an awesome podcast. This is one of my favorite ones.
to the Jeff
That's a lot of whiskey, Jeff.
Macolino
Jeff Macolino.
podcast. Hey everybody, welcome to the show. Thanks for tuning in. This episode is one that's probably not for everyone. I mean, I don't think there's anything. I don't know how much language or graphic detail is used. I don't think much. But my good friend Jeremiah Hensley joins us, the co-host of the Dads and Drink Show. We've collaborated on FL teams quite a bit over the years as well. So to tell you how this day went when I recorded this, and this was just this past week. It was a Tuesday, I believe, and I walked over to a dive bar by my house and started drinking at 3 or 4 o'clock. We planned on recording at 9. We ended up not recording until about 10:30. I planned on having like 2-3 drinks at the dive bar. I ended up staying there till 8 until I walked back home. It's a walking distance bar. It's great for me. I get to pay a lot more for my drinks, although it's a dive bar, so not that much more. But I get to pay a lot more for my drinks, but I get to interact with other people instead of drinking for 7 hours on my couch and then doing this podcast. So there's that. But we talk a lot about dating apps and the bullshit that comes with dating in your late 30s, and Jeremiah's in his late 40s, I think. Sorry, Jeremiah. Anyways, it's we tell some specific stories, no names, I think, hopefully. Didn't go back and listen to this podcast, so I don't know what exactly I said, because again, I've been drinking for 6.5 hours before we even pressed record, and this is over an hour and a half, and I was drinking during the podcast. So now I don't think I'm incredibly drunk during this podcast, but I mean, I was, but I don't think it's like the couple of legendary blackout drunk podcasts I had where I could barely speak English. Anywho, I don't know. I actually there's a couple I got to mention. The Last Ride, if you live in the Central Florida area, is in the Central Florida Film Festival, Senflo. The Last Ride is in that this weekend. I don't know the dates, times yet. Thanksgiving again is also in another festival in Newport Richey. The Saints and Sinners Festival. Thanksgiving again will be played at 10:30 a.m. on Sunday, the 25th. So if you're local, it's a couple opportunities to see the movies. I'm sure they're probably not going to be at the same time and place. Well, they're definitely not going to be at the same place. Anyways, follow me on Instagram and Facebook, and I'll put the details up when I have them. Well, I think I've already posted about the Saints and Sinners Festival. Anyways, this is a long episode, and I've talked too long. So I don't even think I'm going to put a button on the end of the episode. So just pretend I say this at the end. That's it. That's all. Hope you have it a ball. Boom. It's over. Here's me and Jeremiah Hensley. All right, everybody. Welcoming to the show is the co-host of the Dads and Drink Show, which I swear season 2 is going to come out at some point.
It's going to be there.
I mean, the bones are there.
Right. It literally just has to be fleshed out.
Yeah, it's just got to get edited. Jeremiah Hensley is here for, I think, only the third time on the Jeff Macolino podcast.
That's crazy, man. Hey, for me, I just feel honored, man. I know what Jeff Macolino has going on right now, and your world is a buzz and spinning with a lot of things, man. So taking time to get me on here, thank you, dude. It's great to catch up on this. I look forward to it.
My world is always a buzz and spinning, but that's because I'm an alcoholic.
Yeah, that's usually because of the whiskey, but this one's not whiskey related, man. You have Jeff Macolino is putting his name, getting ready for a little Walk of Fame or a Hollywood Square stamped out in Tampa down there, buddy.
I mean, things are going decently. We'll see.
Yeah. Hey, look, always humble. I love it, man.
Well, I had that realization. So I was I was at the dive bar. I told you I was at a walking distance dive bar from my house.
Best kind.
Oh, it's so great. Probably saves me money that I don't go there more often, but it's like I need an extra 2 miles of walking. Well, I know a place I can go.
Yeah, has it become like your cheers? Jeff.
Um, I don't know any of their names. So
You know
mainly
what, dude?
because, and there's a hot bartender working there. Well,
But
who cares? I was like, she's hot. She's got a kind of a crappy engagement ring. It could be a decoy. Like my little sister used to wear a decoy engagement ring just to deter people from hitting on her. And if that's why she was wearing it, first of all, it did not deter any of the old creeps from hitting on her.
I started to say that sounds like a ploy that needs to be had. If you're an attractive bartender at a dive bar, like you've got to start setting up layers and levels because I'm sure she is taking it at all angles, brother.
Well, the funny thing was, I was looking around and I'm like, man, I don't think highly of myself, but nobody else at this bar is even remotely close to her age and has any hair.
Yeah.
And sure enough, after her shift, she goes and sits down next to a dude who's like 300 pounds, bald, just ugly as sin. And I'm like, God damn it. Why do I always. What a guy looks like doesn't fucking matter.
Dude, well, look, you're selling me on this dive bar hard. Okay, walking distance. You don't know any of their names. That's key, kind of, in the dive bar, right? I don't want to know these people. I just want to get drunk with these people. Um, Hot bartender, right? Sounds like like an oasis in the land of Tampa. Um, but well, so you think she was with old bald guy,
Oh
or
yeah,
she was some
I bet
pops,
I
or
think that's her fiance.
oh wow,
Yeah.
Jeff, I can't figure out the world of dating at my age. I will be the bright young age of 48, the 26th of this month. Okay. And dating is so near impossible and tough. I've tried to do it in the wild, right? My son plays a ton of sports, so I wait for like the mom who always shows up by herself, or but then there's randomly at the game a dude who comes in, so you don't know if they're with the dad or they're not with the dad. But then there's the
Yeah.
sports mom, and then you have to see them again if it goes bad, so that doesn't work. I talk myself out of this over and over, but I live in Delaware, and when you tell people Delaware, like we are tiny, man, the dating pool here is so small that everyone knows everyone. And then if I expand it, Jeff, then I got to go into the holy hell that you call Philadelphia, right? And I'm not trying to date a South Philly girl who, I can't.
Yeah.
It is so tough to navigate this. And so then you wonder if you go back to the apps, but like priorities have to change at this age, man. Like, so how about you now getting a little bit of notoriety? Because I do know, whether you want to admit it or not, there is a great little film circle where you're at. Tampa St. Pete is kind of getting known. There's a circle for for art coming from there, and you're starting to make your stamp on that scene. Has it helped you at all? Are you back in the dating world or what?
Yes. Uh, but only through the apps. I hate it.
Yeah.
I hate it.
It's so, but okay, so, but you kind of have a cheat code because, again, like I said, I'm in Delaware. So when I came down to film the Dads and Drinks, our second season
2.0.
yet to be
Yeah.
seen 2.0, I left the app on. I mean, we had a full schedule of shooting and doing everything else, so there really wasn't a lot of time, but I still kept the apps on. And so randomly out at the bars or in between what we were doing, I would swipe, and the quality of women, like, it was next level. And I was actually getting matches, which, like, the same quality of woman that I was seeing when I was down there swiping, I'd rarely see up here. And if I do, they don't match with me. But there were so many of them that I was actually getting matches in your area. Hell, I carried on conversations for like a month with women down there just in case I came back. But it leads me to believe, though, Jeff, if there are that many beautiful fish swimming in the pond, there has to be a reason, right? Like, they can't all be normal, right? I
No,
mean, there's got to be a
no.
catch, because if they're on the apps at this age looking the way that they do, there's got to be something different. There's got to be something's wrong.
So that was a realization that I had to accept is I just turned 39 last month, right?
Mm.
And the majority, make this clear, the majority of the women I match with are between ages of 36 and 41,
Okay.
right? And it's not my ideal dating age to me because I am a child.
Well, yeah. Right, right.
So
And you
so
love
I
older
think,
women.
oh,
You
I
need a
should be dating
mom.
someone in the late 20s. That's how my head
Oh,
works.
I thought it was
Um,
going the other direction. I thought, you needed a mommy. Maybe you needed somebody in the 60s.
no, no, no. I'm a child. Oh yeah, no, I get what you're saying. No, no, I'm the other way. But I've found the sweet spot for
Uh-huh.
me. Women who are attracted to me are mid to late 30s to early 40s. And I mean, yeah, there. So there's multiple, right? Like there's multiple reasons these women are single at this age, and
Okay.
sometimes it's fine. Like a woman who was married and got divorced at 35,
Yep,
being
yep.
single at 39, that's completely
And
normal. There's no
and maybe
explanation needed.
maybe had kids who are now going off to college or something, or one of
Sure,
those
yeah,
things. Right. That
whatever the
all makes
case.
sense.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. Like I can excuse me being single in at 39. I've got a 15-year-old and a 13-year-old. Like,
Right.
I was waiting until I could date while they stayed at home by themselves.
That's logical. I
That
mean,
wasn't that wasn't the reason, but
mm,
whatever. Uh,
we justify, Jeff. We justify.
I had to
Um,
lose 50 pounds to feel better about myself. That was more.
so
Uh, but no, there's multiple like I've gone out on a couple dates with beautiful women who were around my age, give or take a year.
yeah.
And I could tell we had the same thing going on, which
Uh-huh.
was we were playing the apps because we're in the apps. That's how we met. That's how and nobody on the apps is messaging one person.
No, it's
They're
constant
messaging
competition.
15 people. So you schedule a date with someone and they're locked in for Friday, Monday, Tuesday, whatever.
Sure.
Doesn't matter what day. They're locked in. Now, you've got your other free dates, especially if you're a single parent, that you have free, and you start locking in dates on those days. And then you hit it off with this person. And then you're like, let's see if we can schedule a second date. And it's like, hmm,
Let me pencil
hmm.
you in. No, no,
2
no.
weeks from now.
Yeah, see,
Oh no, I'm busy. Okay, well, I have my kids that weekend. Let's do. Like, and then it's like you're like 3.5 weeks from now. Let's touch base in a week or so, and you just gone. And it's not that the date didn't go well. It's not that you didn't whatever. It was that you don't have time on your calendar. It's these apps are fucking us all.
Oh, poor Jeff. Poor Jeff. He doesn't have time to schedule a second date because of all the new first dates. I can't get a first date, dude. Like I'm struggling for the first date. Like it's so yeah, I can see that, but
I don't.
it is a constant competition, like you said, and both of
Like,
you are doing that. So when do you put it down? Right? Like I'm old school that I still have, I got like 10 years on you. I still have that old school romanticism in me that like if I hit it off with somebody, like I'm probably gonna stop swiping for a couple days and and see where that goes. The other thing
yeah,
though, Jeff, is I can't keep up. How do you keep up? If you've I mean, dude,
I don't like it.
the text messages and the apps when you're meeting someone, it is exhausting. I want to have conversations where I get to know someone face to face, right? That
Yeah.
face to face conversation that could be a 20-minute, a half hour conversation, that's like 9 hours of text, right? If you're trying to text back and forth, it's text a sentence, ask a question, then respond, and then back. And it's so exhausting. And it ends up with, then say you match or meet up with someone else. So now you're trying to have the same conversation over here. I don't know about
Well,
you.
and it's hard to
Maybe this
keep
is my
track.
failure. Mhm.
It's hard to keep track.
It is. So maybe this is my failure. Do you just go in for the date quickly? I think that that's probably the best
That's the
thing.
move.
You
Yeah.
match and you just say, let's get together. Because that slow texting of scheduling it out 2 or 3 days, that's an exhausting exercise. And it's confusing and it's everything that's bad.
It's the problem is I'm going to be full disclosure. I'm messaging like 9 different women on the apps
How?
right now
How?
that I have not met.
How do you know what story you've told who
I have
or
to go
what
and
joke
look.
you've used? Right. It's research, right? You got to scroll back through the
I have to
text.
scroll back through the conversation. Yeah.
Oh, brother. And so, well, okay, so you've had a busy slate. It sounds like, date Monday, Tuesday,
I
Wednesday. So who's the new Mrs. Macalino, man? When will
I've
I meet
had
her?
I well, I'll tell you a couple things. One is so I know that this is I'm just hoping none of the chicks I've
Or
dated
watching?
or prospective dating will listen to this podcast. But so part of it is I've had a couple dates where I'm like, this could be the one, and I want to find the next Mrs. Macolino. Like I
Yeah.
do, I really do. I want to find a life partner. I so literally one of my things again. I'm trying not to be crude, but my future wife would not have sex with me on the first date.
Uh, valid.
Now,
Valid.
that being said,
You're still going to try, right?
well, no, I actually don't try, but
Is that only for
sometimes.
the ones that you see that there might be a future? Like if you're halfway through the date and it's sort of a train wreck and she's hot, are you just like, all right,
Well,
I'm in.
so
I'm
I
balls
had
deep. Let's go.
okay, so here's this. I had someone who I felt connection with.
Mm-hmm.
Things were going great. You know,
Yeah.
everything was great. And I'm like, all right, well, this is the end of the date. First date. I'm not going to even do anything. I'm not going to try
Okay.
anything. This
All right.
is, I'll do a hug, maybe go for a little kiss if she's looking
Maybe.
at me. But no, we're not going that route. And she's like, well, you weren't attracted to me. And I'm like, what? What?
Well, like you could not be more wrong opposite, right? Like,
I
no,
was
I was
trying
actually
to, I was so attracted to you, I didn't try to have sex with you.
fuck. That's the problem, Jeff. This is my thing is I'm gonna go full-blown old man. It's changed so much. What used to be considered respectful, right? What used to be considered like I'm showing you the respect that I actually like you. The culture has changed so much that it's
Eight
like, if
years
you even try to
ago,
fuck
if I
me,
went for the kiss, I would have been accused of sexual assault.
right, right. So now
So
it's like,
I'm just playing the game, man. I don't know
right.
what
So now it's
I'm a
like,
nice guy.
if you don't try to fuck them, then that is a sign that you're not attracted, and
Yeah, there's no
I
spark. There's
don't,
no spark.
bro. That's so. Look, oh, can I share with you my most recent dating app disaster, and I will own it all on me. Okay. I go through phases where I'll just open them up and start swiping. Maybe it's just the low point of my bipolar manic depressive, right? I need a little bit of ego boost. So I match with this girl. She seems awesome. We're talking and we go immediately to like set up the date, right? So it's like 3 days out. And again, that manic depressive part of me, I wrestle with whatever it is. I wake up that morning and instead of being excited about the date, I'm like, I don't know if I want to do this. Like, if I'm going to meet her, I'm going to go on the date, I'm going to do this. And then it's that. And I'm like, I can't. Right. And part of me was like, she seems cool. And I'm not ready to really open this up. So I should probably just not go. Right. That's an asshole move to begin with. So we're supposed to meet at like 7 o'clock. It's day of. I figured this out around noon that I'm like, I can't do it. Right. Um,
Oh.
I type up a text message and I kind of give some bullshit explanation of things where I probably share too much information about, I just don't know, blah, 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 whatever. And I hit send and I'm like, all right, I'm an asshole. I broke the date, day of. That's, shitty of me. And I go about the rest of my day and I'm doing everything. And I go to get my phone and say we were supposed to meet at 7. It's like 6 o'clock. And I pick up my phone and I'm like, I wonder if she ever responded, right? Because I'm wondering if she's just going to like tear me a new ass or whatever. The text message never sent from noon.
Oh, you got to
So
go
now
on
it's
that date.
6 o'clock.
You got to go on that date.
That's what a normal human would do, Jeff. Jeremiah sent the text and then explained that I meant to send the text at noon. But you know what? You know what really sucks is this is how cool she was and how much I should have went on the date. She was like, "Well, good luck with whatever you got going on. I've already dressed up and got ready for a date, so I'm gonna go have some fun. Enjoy your night." I'm like, she handled that so cool
Oh, you are
that
such
she
an
was
asshole.
I'm such an asshole. But I'm like, and she handled it so cool that I'm like, fuck, she was even cooler than I thought she was. Right. Like if that was the response, because in the dating world, I've gotten a lot of crazy, right? Of like people just flipping out over shit.
Oh
I
yeah,
did the
she
worst
got
thing I
crazy.
could.
That was you. You were
That was
crazy.
me. I was the crazy one. But in my crazy, like she was so flat ass cool about it that I'm like, wow, I really missed out on this one. Right. Because like if she handled that situation that way, God knows how cool she could have been. So I hope some lucky guy at the bar that night, hopefully they'll tell the story on their wedding day of how asshole Jeremiah, blew off the date. She went out anyway and found her husband. I don't know. But like after that, Jeff, I shut them down. I closed off the apps. Like I felt so embarrassed and shitty in every way. But yeah, so that one's completely on me. But she was a cool one. She was a good one. But how can you tell? Can you tell through text? What are your red
No,
flags, Jeff?
no, you can't. You can't fucking tell at all.
No, no luck.
I still so I went on uh in this past week, literally
Uh-huh.
this past week. I went on a date, I guess a week ago from today,
Okay.
with a woman who very attractive, liked her a lot. We laughed a lot, had a good time. Uh, there's one theme I'll mention, but I'm gonna save that for later. But but
Okay. Okay.
just sweet, beautiful girl, and I thought the way the date ended, I'm like, yeah, we're not gonna have a second date because I blew it. And part so why not go
Yeah.
all in? Um, And okay, so there might be a second date because we've talked
Well,
since.
what did you do that made you think that you blew it? Like where?
So
Like how is
so
that?
she asked me to pick a restaurant. We live 40 minutes away from each other.
Okay.
And I'm like, I don't know. And she's like, oh, someplace. I'm like, do you know someplace up there? And she's like, no, pick someplace halfway between us. I'm like, I don't know anything halfway between us. So I picked someplace halfway between us, which was a really cool spot, except for they don't have a liquor license or much selection of alcohol.
So drunk
So
Jeff had to go sober.
no, I Ubered there. I drank I drank beer. I
Pre
have
gaming.
if they had nothing but shitty wine, I would be like, give me your shitty wine
Right.
and
Give me
I'll
the
just
shittiest of the shitty. Let's
yeah.
go.
Now that being said, I was still way too sober to have Ubered, it was a $25 Uber up there.
Oh yeah, that's yeah.
She drove and she's like, "Do you have any sangria?" No, we don't. What do you have? These two shitty wines. She's like, "I guess I'll just drink water." And I'm like,
Ooh.
the
Yeah.
place
We have
says
red and white.
the place said bar and grill in,
Right.
so I assumed they had a bar,
There
not
was the bar, right? Yeah,
just
I think that's a fair assumption.
like five beers and two wines. Ugh. The food was great. The
Yeah.
spot was great. It was just they lacked a so that be you had to go through a security gate to get to this place. And I Ubered there.
Oh, security gate, like with the car, not like
Yeah,
in the place, right?
through the car. So
Okay.
you pull up to a security gate. It's a gated community
Shit,
where
like
this place
you
is.
went top notch here.
I didn't know this.
I would have chose Applebee's.
Apparently, I should have. It would have been better. But so she's like, "You Ubered here?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I feel kind of stupid because I only had three beers and I could totally have driven."
Yeah.
And she's like, "No Uber driver is gonna come and pick you up." And I'm like, "Yeah, I'll just walk to the gate." She's like, "I'll drive you to the gate." And I'm like,
Okay.
"Okay."
Yeah.
We're getting to the gate. She's like, "Can I drive you someplace like
Else.
safer where there's a
Right.
light, like so you don't get killed?" And I'm like,
Yeah.
as long as it's on the way home. So I'm like, I'm just like, what the, like, I feel
Now you
like
feel
I'm a
like she's your
child
Uber.
being driven
Right.
home by my friend's mom or something.
Yeah. Yeah.
So
Like
I'm like,
she's your Uber now.
there is no way that she's gonna go on another date with me. Like this was just like she drops me off and it's like, please don't get murdered. And I'm like, I kind of hope I do.
Keep your eye on Dateline. Um,
um,
so but there's still hope here.
we're communicating.
Okay.
So maybe. But the best example was this past Sunday. I still I still I've already started a movie concept based on the premise of this date. That's how bad it
Oh,
was.
wow. Okay.
The
Like
date
let me get some
was
popcorn.
so I'm like, I'm gonna Uber.
Mhm.
She said, so it was like, which side of the bridge are we gonna go on? And I
Okay.
said, you pick the side of the bridge, but if you pick your side, you have to say where we're going because I don't know shit.
Right, right, fair. Fair
If
shit.
you're coming over here, I'll tell you where we're going. But
Uh-huh.
if we're going over there, you got to tell me.
Right.
I'm gonna probably Uber because we wanted to bar hop. So it's like I'm gonna
Right.
Uber either way. There's no
Right.
walking distance
Right.
bar hopping near my house, so
Right. But
I
if
might
she's
as
got
well
home
go
field
over there.
advantage, she has to choose, right? You don't play an away game and have to make choices. Right.
Well, yeah, it would be. I would pick a place without a liquor license in a gated community. We know,
Apparently.
we know that I'm not good at this game.
Uh,
So she says, "Well, you pick," and I'm like, "No, you said you would pick. I'm gonna Uber to you. You're gonna be able to walk to where we're drinking."
game on.
So she gives me like, oh, these are three things, and I pick one, and I'm like, whatever, I don't fucking care. This one, I know how to Uber there, so that's what we're doing. So we go, we have a drink at one place, we go to another place, have a drink. Now we're hitting it off so well at this second place at this bar.
Mhm.
The bartender hears us talking and stops, and she's like, "You two are such a cute couple. How long have you been together?" And she says, "This is our first date. Can you believe it?"
No.
She's like, and I don't think he's going to murder me. And I'm like, "Well, we'll see how the date goes."
Yeah, the night's young. The
Yeah,
night's
we'll
young.
see how the rest of the date goes. And
Right. Uh,
now, so part of the whole idea was after, she's like, "Oh, we'll go on a walk. We'll go, we have some
okay.
waterfront places to walk."
Yeah.
So we go on this walk, and on this walk, she's like, "Oh, I should have peed when we were at the last bar." And I'm like, "Well, we can go back." She's like, "Okay, we're
Or
going back." And then she's like, "I think we're talking," and the conversation goes from a little more serious to a little more like I'm really pushing.
mhm.
And then I notice she starts speaking with a British accent. She's not British. She's born and raised in America. Uh,
You've got my attention.
and then she's like, "I think I drank too much and I need to go home." And I'm like, "Do, do you want to like go to this bar right here? We can get food, water, pee, do all
Right,
those
right,
things."
right. We
It's
can hit
like, "No,
reset
I'm gonna
here.
go home. Goodbye. You should walk up to that 7-Eleven. You can get a ride home." And I'm like, "Okay."
So she drank herself British and then decided to walk home.
She drank herself British.
She drank
Yes.
herself British and then decided to walk
So
home.
so I'm like, "Well, what the fuck?" No,
Yeah,
but
but
she drove. She drove. I found out.
oh,
It was only like a 5-10 minute drive, but still she drove. She didn't walk.
yeah. So I am dead ass serious. I need to hear what protocol, like, how do you even approach it? Do you just assume this is over and I will never talk to you again? Or,
I text her like so the funny thing is, remember the joke I made earlier in the night?
yeah,
So I go and I pull up Uber, and I again am sober. I've had two drinks. We've
yeah,
gone to two bars. She was drunk,
yeah,
but she weighs 120 pounds and I weigh like 250. We're
still,
we're not the same, you know.
yeah.
So the my to get an Uber back to St. Pete was 20 minutes. So I'm like, I'm going back to the bar that had Buffalo Trace cheap.
Okay, yeah, there you
That
go.
was our
Good call.
second place we went.
Yeah.
And I go in, and the bartender, who I made the joke about murdering her, and this is 30, 45 minutes afterwards, she's like, you didn't murder her, did you?" And I'm like, "No." Oh God. I hope she's okay, because if someone
Right,
did murder her, I am totally going to jail.
oh yeah, dude. Isn't that look? Fuck it. What was the chicken Aruba? Um, I mean, yeah, Vandersloot did it, but yeah, like, what would happen if something horrible happened to her? You're gonna get interrogated for a
Yeah, I
long
made the
time,
joke in front of
and there's gonna be
multiple people
video.
heard me
There's
joke
gonna
about
be
murdering her.
video. Notice earlier in the night he enters with the date. Mr.
Oh
Macolino
yeah,
returns at 10:30 by himself.
there's
Like,
zero doubt. And,
there's
and by the way, there was an older woman at the bar. I go pee, and she is totally hitting on me, and I'm like, "Ah, I can't pull the trigger on that."
oh, see, all right. So wait.
I was like, "Ah, she sounds like so much fun," but
So
couldn't
I'm
pull
going
the
to
trigger.
circle back to that one on you, whether you want to or not, because that is literally a conundrum that I am wrestling with in my head. But so what happens to British? Like, do you ever talk to her again? Is it one of those, like, do you send a text like,
I sent her a
hey,
text, asking if she got home okay. She didn't respond. like 5 hours later, I'm like, I just want to make sure you got home okay, because I thought maybe she got a
Right.
DUI or something.
Or I'm a suspect. Right.
Or I don't, yeah. And then today I sent her a message just being like, I hope. But I've talked to the bartender. I talked my Uber driver on the way
Uh-huh.
home and the old chick, and recounting the story. It's like, oh, she got drunk and she got embarrassed that she got drunk. So you're
Yeah.
fucked. And I'm
Yeah.
like, why am I fucked? I don't care that she got drunk. And it's like,
Right.
doesn't matter. She's
So many
gonna.
questions, though. Would love to find out why
I
she
didn't
turned
get her
British.
drunk. We
Right.
both
I mean, she
had
did
two
it on her
drinks.
own. So, all right. So here's my rounding back. And I had this conversation truly with a good friend of mine this week. Is again, I'll be 48 at the end of this month. So I'm looking at dating almost differently now, right? Is at my age, is it time to consider things other than physical attraction, right? As
No,
I get older, does physical attraction still have to be at the top of the leaderboard, or does it drop? Does it become like, you know, stability? Does it become, a support system? Does it become someone that, where does
no.
that start? Well, you say no, but how many times have you seen a woman with a guy who is obviously nowhere near attractive enough to be with that woman? Like, are women
Oh,
just on
but
a
that's
different
normal.
game? It is, but for a guy,
But it's not vice versa. No,
yeah,
that's I've
that's the
had
hard part.
I had this discussion. So I'm really hoping certain women who I've been
Man,
on
I'm really
dates
thinking
with
about this too. It's like I
don't
wish we would
listen to this podcast.
like, how do we private this podcast? Because if I have a conversation about what's going on in my head and it happens to find they will obviously know who they are, right? Um,
I,
but
I,
no,
I, I'll jump on the grenade here, man. There's a couple chicks I've dated who. So look, I don't think very highly of myself physically.
you are a king of self-deprecation. Like
Yeah, I've got
yeah,
low self-esteem.
yeah,
But there's a
crazy.
couple chicks I've dated, a few chicks I've dated
Uh-huh.
who I'm like, I'm more attractive than they are. And let me tell you the gamut. There's three different layers of these ladies. There are
Okay.
three great examples. One is someone who I know she doesn't listen to this podcast, so I'm not concerned, but I don't want to sound racist, but I don't find Asian women very attractive.
I don't know who you are. I can't imagine. I don't understand. They are by far my most attract.
Oh,
I
well, I should introduce you to
You really should. Like, I
but
don't.
she
Okay.
just the sweetest lady, and I had no sexual desire for her at all. And but she, to me, like Shohei Ohtani looks the same. Again, super racist.
It didn't sound racist right up until you said Shohei Ohtani looks like every Asian woman.
Yeah, yeah,
Then-
I might
but
might as well be dating Shohei
so
Ohtani.
wait, though. Earlier you said a key phrase that you are looking for Miss Macolino, right? Which means as we grow, we start looking for a partner. We want a partner in this life. So we're not coming home and drinking by ourselves at night every day, right? That we have the other things that a partner brings to us, right?
Hmm.
And there's a list of those things, right, that you're looking for. Obviously, physical attraction is one, but how much weight does it carry? If someone checks all of the other boxes,
For me,
except
it's
for that one, is there a point in time when adulting means that you just got to suck it up?
no, not for
No.
me. I
So,
look, I'm a horrible, horrible person. I've been a shallow person my whole life. I always think red carpet.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean. Would I have her on my arm? Right. Would I have
Yeah,
her on
and
my
would I
arm?
be ashamed or would I
Would I
be
be
proud?
ashamed?
And
So,
if I
but
would, if I wouldn't be proud, I don't want her.
but at the same time, if there's that physical attraction that you would be proud to have on your arm, but she doesn't check any of these other boxes. Like she's incredibly shallow. She's not financially stable.
Well,
She's not supportive.
if she's incredibly shallow, she's not going to be with this.
Again, I mentioned earlier, look, I'm curious, but I do think, I mean, dude, you are a writer, a director, an actor, a producer, right? I mean, you checked some boxes that carry weight with shallow women. They should, right? Right? Shallow
Well,
women
I'd
do
like
look
to
at those
think.
figures. Right? Shallow women do look
That's
at those
true.
figures.
Women don't care as much in general, although some of them do,
Mhm.
about the man's appearance as vice versa.
As opposed to what you can bring to the table for them, right?
Hmm.
So I guess that's my thing is like, is there a point where adulting means you have to sacrifice some of that to get the other part of it?
Yeah.
And but it's so hard though, Jeff. Like it's
So
really hard because I don't we don't tend to think of ourselves that way anymore. I mean, we still think that, like you said, you'd like to date younger, right? And I know for myself, I've outkicked my coverage more than my fair share of times that I've been with women that I shouldn't have been with.
me too.
But at some point, that's got to catch up, right?
uh,
And it doesn't. It's so funny in the sense that it's like, at least the people that I have in my head, it's not like they're hideous people. It's not like they're like ugly or really. It's just I don't know, man. So that's what I was saying. Kind of, I think, and that's part of what got me intrigued about this is I saw the dating pool that you see. That I feel like you have a much greater chance of being able to marry the two together. Have you come close to finding that person that checks these boxes and is still attractive? Are you just still stepping up
no,
to the
well,
plate?
the one who had to drive me to safety is probably and again, the chick
It's a
who
good story.
got so drunk she became British. Those are the
That's
two.
crazy.
Well, and frankly, the first chick I dated, um, and we had plans for a second date. She got sick, and who knows what
Mm,
that means. And then
yeah.
she disappeared. And then she texted me after Christmas, like a month after we had stopped talking, and it was like, I guess the person chose to pursue. I was a
Exactly. The person that you chose to go after, that didn't work out.
which I respect that to
Which
an
happens. You've
extent.
got to make a choice.
Yeah, no, it makes sense, and that's what's tough for me is I've been talking to a chick on a dating app for 3 weeks, and it's like I can't, in good conscience, schedule you for a date because I need to keep date my
I got to figure
dating
out what I have through
opportunities.
the schedule that I already have. It's like an interview process.
It's insane. I need. Oh, so here's you want to hear two more stories about chicks I've been on multiple dates
Yeah,
with
I will never forget. Just so
that
you
are
know,
that
to
are
the end
not
of time, drinking herself British. Drinking herself British will all that will be a saying for me for forever now. Like,
yeah.
dude, you drank yourself British. So please.
Well, and she was attractive, but there's another who was actually not unattractive.
Mhm.
But she is a germaphobe. Sorry, there's a freaking fly.
Okay, a
Um,
germaphobe.
so the first date, I used to be a germaphobe. Now I'm very much not.
Right, right.
And I was like, I'm not even like saying goodbye, give her a hug, and I'm like, I'm not even gonna try to kiss her because I don't know what's going on in her head. Like, if I kiss her, she might stick her face in boiling
So
water.
wait, her being a germaphobe, how does that come up? Does she give that to you in the way that, like, I
I
dated a girl who was diabetic one time, and she was like, "Hey, just so you know, I'm diabetic, and that means that blah 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 blah. Like, does germaphobe? Does she just say, Jeff,
She
you
didn't
need to
say
know that I'm a
anything. I
germaphobe?
just noticed, and I used to be a germaphobe,
Okay, so you just picked up on it.
and I was like, "Oh, you're a germaphobe, aren't you?" Like the way
Yeah.
you're like not touching things
Uh-huh.
and doing things.
Right.
I was like, "Oh, you're a germaphobe, aren't you?" She's like,
Mhm.
"Yeah." So now the second
That's
date.
rough. That's a weird
By the
feeling.
way, by the way, great move on the second. She also doesn't drink, and she lives very close to me.
Mm.
These are all not, the doesn't drink is not a plus, but the living close to me
The living
is.
close is right.
And then I'm
That's what
like,
I'm seeing. There's the bouncing back.
I'm gonna Uber to our second date. I'll have the Uber pick you up. She's like, I'll just drive, and I'm like, okay, if you
Okay.
as long as
Uh,
you're okay with
uh,
it.
uh,
So we're walking, and I'm like, I just had to ask about, you know, I know you're a germaphobe, but sure, what are your things on kissing? And she's like, oh,
right.
I'm
Where you're
okay
not
with
on
it. I'm
physical
like, all
contact.
right then. And boom, planted it on her.
Okay.
So was the easiest
That's a
kiss
good
move
transition.
ever.
That's a good one. Yeah.
Yeah, it was just like, okay.
Wait, that went so
Like
well. I
that was
just have one more
consent.
question. What are your thoughts on anal?
Okay.
Okay.
I'm glad you brought that up. So, so on the way
I
home,
missed you.
now we had walked, we were holding hands, we were
Yeah.
making out, and I'm like, things could go a certain way here.
Right.
And on the ride home, she's like, well, here's a couple things that I will never do. And I'm like, uh-oh.
Okay.
And it was, I will never give or receive oral sex. And I'm like,
Now. Oh, strike one. See if we can come up with a better answer, fam. Um,
well, ne never, never,
right.
not on my birthday.
Yeah, right. So,
And I'm like, wait a second, receive? Because
right.
you've seen me just chug down 18 whiskeys. Sometimes receiving is the
Right.
only way. And she's like, no, sex isn't that important to me. I could go the rest of my life without sex. And I'm like, strike two.
Right. Dude. Right.
And
Choke up.
I'm like, and
Need to make contact.
I'll have sex with you, but not when you're still dating other women. And I'm like, I didn't say I was dating other women. She's like, I can tell you're dating other women. I'm like,
Yeah.
yeah, I'm not gonna lie about that. Yes, I'm on the app, so I'm not gonna, I'm not an asshole. I'm not a liar. I'm not an asshole. That's the only thing I have to stand on as a character. And I'm like, so you'll never blow me. I can never even.
Right. What a mental roller coaster, right? Because like you said, the date's going well, and then you're on the
It
drive,
was
right?
going well.
You're on the drive home, and in that conversation, it's like, hey, just so you know, there's a couple things I'd never do, which right away to me would imply I'm getting laid. Right. If she's already talking to me about what boundaries are on our drive home, home run, right? And then the
Not the
oral
best
sex
home
thing,
run.
right?
Stand
The
up
oral,
double.
right. The oral sex thing is going to be it's a knock, right? But in the back of your head, you're still thinking, all right, well, I'm not going to get a blowjob, but I'm probably getting laid. And then no sex if you're dating other women. I did date a girl one time, which I couldn't figure out if I
By
respect.
the way, I want to say reasonable, very reasonable to
Yes,
say I'm not going to have sex with you
yes,
when you're dating other women. I do not disparage her
no,
about that at all.
no.
It's just that I'm not going to stop because I have other dates with other women who I find maybe more attractive than you.
Right. And if we're not sexually compatible,
Yeah, and if I'm not
right?
having sex with you, why would I not have dates with them?
Plus you took the blowjob off the table. So I mean, we're really like you're asking a lot here. Like you want me to go all in, like pot committed, saying I'm not dating anyone else and I'm cool with never getting a blowjob.
I have
Well,
I have
maybe.
I've never had to argue for the fact that I should be able to deliver oral sex to a woman
Right.
in my
So
life more than that car ride. I was like, I mean, most
I
women
don't.
like it.
I don't know. I don't. That's a whole other place that we could really go off the rails with. But there's a couple of women that I've been with who really they weren't opposed to giving, but they didn't want to get. And
Yeah.
I've always wondered, like, is that a self-confidence issue with odor? It has to be with odor, right?
I don't think it's odor. I think it's just
I
I
mean,
I don't know. I think it's a whole landscape.
maybe it is a landscape thing, but it's
Literally
just such an
like
odd, like, such an odd.
shaving, smell, the whole
I
thing.
guess, right? Like, I guess because like I can just never imagine that I've ever met a guy that's
Looks
like,
like
hey, look,
a double beef and cheddar down there. I
I
don't.
guess maybe it is, maybe it is the look, maybe it is self-conscious about the look, right? I don't know, but it's like I'm pretty sure there's not a guy alive that's like, just so you know, I am not cool with getting blowjobs. I mean, that doesn't exist, does it?
No, I was about to say there's a faggot out there, but no. Even
No, even
even
they
he would be
will,
like,
right?
"Yeah, suck
They
my
still
dick,
want a
please."
blowjob, right? So it's just such an odd thing to me, right? But I did date a girl one time that, again, I can't hold it to him. It was perfectly reasonable, but prior to us having sex, she, I had to get tested. She was like, literally, like, I had to turn it in like it was a homework assignment. Like, here are my results.
Now,
Right?
how old was this?
It was a while back for me, but she was in her mid to early 20s. But Jeff, I was only the third guy that she had ever slept with. Her very first like high school boyfriend, another guy that she ended up going on to marry, and me. We were the only three. So she took it very seriously. But again, it was reasonable, right? I mean, it's like if you were going to have sex with someone, you would want to know if they're clean or they're not. And you can't just take people's word for it. She was a nurse too. Um, and in an odd way, I felt very like I was only the third, and it was known, right? Like she was very proud of her low body count. And oh my God, Jeff, Jeff, it was so worth it. It was so worth it. She was into roller derby. Like she legit was like on a roller derby team. And like that quirky alternative, like, oh, and just way hotter than anything that I deserve. I found a way to fuck it up and she went back and married the other dude. But
Oh, I was gonna say that.
yeah,
Did she divorce the dude and you were the third
no.
after?
It was like they had lived together and been together, and it was like they were over. And in that period of their breakup, I was the guy. And then right back to him.
You
But
fucked her back to him.
yeah, I mean, I fumbled near the goal line on that one somewhere, man. But so again, it's like one of those things where
So
I mean, I get it.
so I've got another one. This is the
Okay,
one
so the
I'm
germaphobe who doesn't like oral, the girl who drank herself British.
yeah.
And do
Oh,
you
and
think the germaphobe
the
comes with the oral? Is it germaphobe? Maybe I don't know.
I think it probably has
Probably,
something to do with it.
yeah.
And Shohei Otani.
And Shohei, right?
We went on 2 dates because she was such a sweetheart, and then she said like I don't think you're attracted to me, and I'm
Bro,
like I'm not.
what kind of
I
vibes are you
like
putting out though? That is two girls at least that you said have come back to you with. I don't think you're attracted to me.
I don't know.
Is it
I
an
don't know.
obvious light switch? Like that
No, well, one of them I was
you really were
attracted to.
attracted to?
The other one, no. I was like, yeah, I was just trying to make it work. I was just
Oh,
like, she was such a sweet person. Like, I'm like, you are so good, and
And she was smart enough to read you, bud. It just wasn't happening.
Now, so there is a chick who I'm afraid is actually there's probably two of these, but there's one who I'm afraid is obsessed with me.
Oh,
And I mean, I don't want
so
to give away too many details,
no, no,
but
no. But
I would never walk her down the red carpet if you get my drift.
okay, I got you. I got you.
If you're desperate on New Year's to find a companion,
It'll work.
it
So what do you
works
mean by
great.
obsessed? Like what vibes? Like text too much? Like
I
does she want you to share your location with her? Like what level of obsessed are we talking?
I just think some of the things that are said, it's like, oh, we should do that together. We can make it a family business. And I'm like,
Ooh, okay, I got you. I already know that's all you got to say. So it's like talking in future terms of what we're gonna do, and you know,
and
not.
she is also, by the way, a sweetheart.
Mhm,
But
mhm. Yeah, but that's it's like coming a little strong, just a little strong, right? Like you're just
well, and just physically, not.
not the red carpet. I got you. Well, right now you have options, right? So you've got a choice of those folks. Again, I'll go back to my Delaware. Like I don't, there's not a lot of red carpets left on the apps up here, right?
No, well, look, I mean, the funny thing is, I've always been so at one point, my friends called me Hal because Shallow Hal, the
Hello,
movie.
got you.
Uh, and look, if I find someone who is not considered attractive, which is probably not going to be the case, but I don't give a shit but if I find her attractive, that's good enough for me.
All right, so you're not looking for the exterior validation; it's your interior of I need to feel like it that she's that attractive. Like you
Right.
don't need her to be
I,
voted the sexiest woman alive
I'd
as long
like
as you
it,
find her.
but no, yeah, but yeah, as long as I find her that way.
Right, right. I got you.
And that's the other so part of it is this is the worst, most shallow thing, but I will say this. I always need to consider myself less attractive than the woman.
Okay, I got you. Right.
I think very, like you said, self-deprecating, low self-esteem,
Yeah,
whatever.
yeah, yeah.
I think very low of myself. If I am walking with a woman on my arm and I think I'm way more attractive than her,
Uh-huh.
sh-
Then
sh-
it's not gonna
no,
last. Fair
no, it's
enough.
not. It's not going
Fair
to
enough.
last.
Fair
I'm
enough.
not gonna. I'm not gonna keep her on my arm as long as people can see me, because it's like no. I only want to, and I shit on women because I've met a couple, more than a couple in my life,
Mhm.
who I had a very attractive woman who was dating a dude who was a 10. He was taller than me,
An eight
great
pack, the whole
body.
nine, just like yeah.
Oh, great body, beautiful face,
Mhm.
dumb as a fucking bag of rocks.
We talked about
And
still attractive in the
and
body.
she was he was there at the same place and she was trying to fuck me and I'm like, "Aren't you dating him?"
Mhm.
And she's like, "Yeah, he's just there for the Instagram photos."
So it just that's the problem that I
But I'm the same fucking diseased person who has the same problem.
that's fucked up, right? Because I do honestly believe you when you said it in the beginning that your goal for dating is to find the next Miss Macolino, and that's to
Yeah.
find that life partner. And um there's so much involved in that. Like it's so tricky, man. And it shouldn't be. But I do think guys have a harder time flipping that switch than women do. right? We have a harder time of moving away from the the are they attractive or not, as opposed to what else a partner needs to be, right? Um, it's so, are you dating for sex or are you dating for the relationship part of it? And you know, I've it's a weird conundrum because I talk to some of the women in my life on the outskirts. I'll use my sister in law as an example, right? My sister in law has absolutely, well, I'll say ex sister in law at this point. She has been absolutely treated like garbage by my brother for the majority of the time that I've known them and the way that he is. Yet, every time she talks about him, she's like, well, maybe we can still work it out, like she's still hanging around, and he's like treated her so bad. And in my head, if you recall, my ex-wife, in the lowest part of my life, when I needed somebody, she looked me in my eyes and said, you need support, that's not me, and turned and walked away from me. Okay, so I see these two things of like, you have a woman here who will deal with hell and back and still just be like, but I love him, but I want him. And you have the other side of a woman that like won't deal with anything at all.
Yeah, yeah,
But
yeah.
but when I find the woman who acts more like my sister-in-law, that's like accepts all the stuff about me, even when I blow them off and I'm flaky and I could disappear and we may not text or talk for like a month, but they're still there. Somehow I don't find them attractive in. I don't know if any of that makes it's like, if they're
No,
there for me
no, I
like
get it.
that, then I'm like, I feel like there's something wrong with them, even though that's all I really want or need.
Well, that's absolutely part of what something I was saying earlier today
Mhm.
is the women who arm's length, hold me away.
Mhm.
I like them. The
Mhm.
ones who like me a lot, I'm like, nah, you must have something wrong with you.
Right. The ones that sound like they tell you positive things about yourself, you know, like, oh, you really did that. That's such a great thing. And you did this. And like, that's so great. And like, you're such a good guy, or you're a good father, or you're a good this, you're a good that. Fuck, I wish I could accept it, Jeff. I can't accept it.
Yeah. Yeah, no, we're similar in that regard, and it's fucked up.
It's really fucked up. I can't accept that when that's really all I want or need, I think, right? But instead I'll chase the other side over here and get that arm's length person who pushes away,
Yeah, the
and
chick
that's the one that
who turns British.
who treats themselves British. That's so fucking fantastic. But it really is like, it is amazing. Without alcohol, I don't know what the Earth's population would be. Right? I mean, not saying that every child is conceived with drunken sex, but I guarantee you, alcohol led to them getting to that point. Right? Um, it's amazing. Men
It
and women are
helps.
so far apart, and you know, so with your dating, you said there were two that are you would almost consider obsessive, and I'm guessing that they are off the roster at this point.
Well, yeah, I'm just again, I think physically, I don't know.
Yeah, it's got to be there, man. It, you know.
I think right now, if you talk about not the chicks who I have not met, because there are
Mhm.
some chicks who have been having conversations with. Problem is, I've been trying to not schedule so literally, I went like every day I did not have my kids. I had a date for like 2 weeks.
That sounds exhausting to me, dude,
It is exhausting
and expensive.
and expensive.
Right?
Yes, it is
Yeah,
both.
it
And
is.
and not only those two things, but like you're not able to have a second date
Right, unless you.
in any soon. time unless you're going to cancel with somebody else.
Unless
And
you cancel one of the other ones, and hopefully do that more than an hour before the date.
Yeah, I'm not an asshole like you. I don't
Dude,
cancel dates when I set
I
them.
felt so fucking. I mean, it was a bad move at noon, but when I saw the text message didn't go, I'm like, dude. And yeah, it was so bad. I'm such a flake with that shit, man. I really am. It's just a weird thing. I have to accept how flawed and broken I am that like I'm almost scared to go date. And but I want
Yeah,
it.
you can't be flaky like that, man.
No, no, no,
That's
no.
a woman's job.
Right. You usually, right? Usually. Um, so with juggling that again, um, are you having the same conversation repeatedly, or is it really different conversations with or is it pretty much what I'm trying to say is, can you get Chat GPT involved in this? Can you be like, can you use AI to just respond to everything up until the date?
No, so that's an interesting thing too. Is women are full of shit. All
Yes.
women are full of shit.
Preach, preach.
They talk about make a woman laugh. That's all you need to do. Well, I make everybody laugh.
You're a funny dude.
I'm pretty good.
Mhm.
Yeah, like, we're hanging out.
So are you
I'm gonna
running
make
the
you laugh.
same 10-minute set? Is it the same 10-minute set on every
No, no,
one?
no. I can vary it. I can, but the thing is, I can make people laugh. But then the whole, I didn't have a spark.
Ah,
Like you were crying, laughing half of the time we were hanging out because I was doing a set.
but there's no,
I was
but
making
there
you
was no
laugh.
spark.
But well, no, you know what the big thing is?
Mhm.
I don't make a physical move.
But you mentioned it
That's
earlier, man.
But
Like,
if I make the physical move on someone who doesn't want it, and now I'm a pervert,
yeah.
I'm a predator. So it's like, yeah, you kind of did this shit to yourselves, ladies. Like
So,
I'm making you laugh, and you want me to kiss you or finger blast you or whatever the fuck you want me to.
right,
I don't
you're
even
right.
know. How would I
But
possibly fucking know what you want me to do to you?
that's a scary thing too. So it's almost like you have to sit back and wait on them to make a move. But then if you do that, then women
Then
say,
I'm a
I feel
pussy.
like you're not attracted to me, and or you're not aggressive
I've
enough.
gotten that multiple times. You're not attracted to me.
I know
Now,
you were
now,
saying
now,
that.
one time it was very
True.
legitimately true.
Right.
Like, yeah, no, I was not. Uh,
It is a scary world. Um,
well, and that's the thing of it's funny too, where it's like, so I mean, the area. Like
mhm,
I'm in
mhm.
St. Pete. I know St. Pete pretty
Right,
well,
right.
but I'll be like chick in Tampa or a chick in Sarasota. I don't even know
Mhm.
if you know where that is. That's over the
Yes, yeah.
Skyway.
Mhm.
And I'm like, what do you, where do you want to meet? Well, the man needs to make the plans. I'm like, well, you want to come to my backyard?
Right,
Because
that's
I'll fucking
exhausting
cook
too.
dinner for you, bitch.
Yeah,
But
that's
I need
exhausting.
to fucking research a place where you live. No, fuck you. Like,
Right.
a man. I like a man who makes plans. It's like, you want a man who makes plans? Fuck. Uh, get naked and lie in bed and send me your
Right,
address, and I'll come fuck you.
right, right.
Like,
That's yeah. We're gonna eat at your place. I'm bringing Wendy's.
yeah, I'm not. I'm gonna eat
right,
Arby's on the way
right.
there, and then I'll munch on your roast beef, bitch. Like,
Unless you're a germaphobe and that doesn't work for you, right? Um, dude, but it really is, man. Like it is a tough thing,
it's impossible.
and it's an uphill battle. And, like I say, here in Delaware, my issue is literally everybody knows everybody. It really is. It's like the 6 degrees of Kevin Bacon or whatever it was called. Like everybody in Delaware is like, you went to this high school. What year you knew that guy? Okay, yes, you're my cousin. Like everybody is just fucking connected, man. And when you're an outsider from that, it's odd, right? Um, I tell you, look, one time on the apps, I matched with a girl, and I thought she looked familiar. And about like 3 messages into us like talking, she was like, "You don't remember me, do you?" And I'm like, no, should I? She was like, "I was at your wedding." She was a date for one of my buddies at my wedding.
How
And
would
I
you
just
possibly remember her?
I mean, dude, I'm like, Jesus. She's like sharing pictures with me from my wedding. I'm like, well, obviously that didn't work out. So here I am. Right.
But you see, I'm not afraid of commitment.
Right. And hey, it was a pretty good party. It was a pretty good party, right? Obviously her and my buddy didn't work out either, dude. She was nuts. Yeah, like a different kind of crazy.
Well, and
Like,
that's the other thing. They're single at this age.
bro, the opening up way too much too soon, right? Is I still feel like there should be levels, but I think as women get older, that kind of goes out
I'm actually
the door.
okay with
Too much too
that.
soon?
I'm okay with that.
Yeah. I don't know. It scares the absolute shit out of me. Like, what I mean with that is like you ask them sort of, hey, how was your day, sort of deal, right? Or hey, how was your week? And they're like, oh, I went to see my mom over the weekend. And then the dump begins, right? My sister was there, but me and her don't really get along because when this happened, and then like all this drama, like the family drama of everything just drops at one time. That's one of those where you're like, that's a level of crazy that like, do I jump in that pool? But I guess on the flip side is there'll be no surprises.
Yeah. No, I'm okay. I mean, I
You're
don't
okay
like that
with it.
much drama. Like I'd prefer not to have the drama
Right,
aspect of it.
right. But
But I prefer to have the like open.
you'd rather have the full download
Well,
right
look,
off the bat.
that's the chick who drunk herself British.
Uh-huh.
She was telling me shit that was like, "Oh, I shouldn't be telling you this," and I'm like, "No, I'm digging this. Like, I like.
Yeah, it sounds like she got embarrassed, bro. Like literally
I know she
through
did.
everything.
I know
Yeah.
because I've years ago. This was before my most recent dating app, prolif prolific,
Okay. Yeah.
whatever the word would be.
Insert word here. But
Yep.
yes, you're
But I had a date with a girl, and things were going great, and she got hammered and embarrassed, and she went home,
wow.
and then which again, I'm like, there's nothing to be embarrassed
Right.
about.
You're like, it's not a big
We're
deal.
out drinking together, and
Right.
guess
Yeah.
what? I'm double your size. You can't drink as much as me.
Right. Right.
Holy
And
cow, you got drunk before me. Shocking. I'm just
right. No,
shocked.
no. Yeah, you're in the big leagues here. Right. It's okay. Like it
Yeah.
happened.
And yeah, it was the same. She had some sort of shame thing, and it was like, it was just not a good experience. And I'm like, I didn't, what did I, you didn't do anything. And I'm like, so you're embarrassed that you got drunk and you think I'm going to judge you for it, which I don't, because I
Right.
don't judge anyone for getting drunk.
Right. Enough that
And
you're just gonna roll out.
that's it. That's it. You have a negative, but
Right.
that's fucking crazy women.
It is.
You have a negative experience where you're embarrassed because you got drunk, and now you've thrust that on me because I was the
I feel like again that happens more the older we get.
well, and by the
There's
way,
more shit.
I want to make this very, very clear. There was no sexual advances or anything. Actually, after I realized she was drunk,
And it
I
was
did
the
not
opposite
touch
of
her,
that.
which
Right.
which probably makes it worse for me
See, it's
because
such a,
she's probably like, why didn't he try to do anything? Because you were
it's,
drunk and I knew it, and I'm not gonna fucking make advances on a drunk woman.
and so again, in their head, it's the fact that he didn't make a move on me means that he wasn't attracted because of the crazy shit that I was saying. You know what's really funny? I had this conversation. It was with my sister-in-law like a couple weeks ago, where I said, I firmly believe that most problems in dating between men and women could be solved with simple conversation,
Mm-hmm.
right? Literally to have that conversation, right? If someone was in that situation, drunk herself British, and could say to you the next day, Jeff, I feel like, right? Just say it. I feel like I unloaded a lot of things on you. I'm embarrassed by that. And I think that maybe you're not attracted to me because of that. So I remove myself from the situation because this is how I felt. Right. And that's an uncomfortable conversation, but if that conversation were had, then you could move forward. But it's so funny that we're so quick to have a one-sided conversation in our heads. We make up the story, right?
Mm-hmm.
We know how they would react, what they would say, what they would do. To me, it's such a weird because, as I've mentioned on here many times before, like I'm in sales. I have books sitting in front of me right now that are, the art of influence, the psychology of persuasion. I'm very big on communication and the way that we talk and what we do, but I find so many times in relationships that's missing, even in established relationships, to just genuinely say, here's how I feel and why. Is that the truth or is it not? Right. But when we avoid those, it ends up in a whole other mess of shit, you know? I think it was something with my sister-in-law where she said she was going to do something uh, because she wanted to like have a guy over at her house who was a friend that she had, and hopefully her boyfriend that she had at the time would find out. And I said, why would you want to do that? And she goes, well, I want to see if he really likes me. And I'm like, you want to see if he really likes you because you want to see if he gets jealous that another guy is at your house? How about this? How about you just ask him?
Ask him.
Right. How about you just ask him instead of, playing the game of.
And look, there are assholes who will
Yes,
lie.
there's 100% assholes. But it's so funny that, again, we will play games to get reactions and try to read those instead of just have the conversation. You know?
If I could do a British accent right now, I would totally do.
I think that is hilarious, dude. How? Like, I don't even understand how it takes that turn.
Well, we were on a walk, and I was just like, "How did she turn British all of a
Right,
sudden?"
right. Like,
And
it
I'm
wasn't
like,
like she
"Wait,
started slurring. Like, British is her slur. When you can tell somebody like goes and tips over the edge, you're having a conversation with them, and all of a sudden it becomes like you cannot understand what that conversation is. They get just slurry mess. Maybe hers is British.
I get well." And look, again, it's sad to me because
It sounds like you actually kind of liked her.
I liked her a lot.
Right.
And I like the other I mean,
The other girl that said you weren't attracted to her.
no, the one who we went to the place that didn't serve
Oh, yeah,
any
yeah.
good
They
alcohol.
had to give you a drive up to the gated community.
Past the gated, she drove me to
Passive.
a Dunkin' Donuts, and she felt bad. She's like, "It's closed. You might get murdered." And I'm like, it's fine. You'll just be the main suspect." By the way,
There's a lot of
apparently
murder.
murder is a theme of my dating.
Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of murder insinuation on your latest dating foray.
No, but I do really like I do I hope I have a second date with her. I don't know.
Yeah.
She
Well,
she I'm pouring a drink, so
yeah, you're
this
gonna
is
have to look.
disjointed.
You're gonna have to make a sacrifice on your dating schedule, right? To move it
Actually,
up.
I I already made a sacrifice in my life by telling her that next date, since the agreement was dinner and drinks, and she had no drinks.
Drinks are on you.
Well, no, well, I paid for dinner, but I'll pay for dinner and drinks. But
Right.
I'm driving up to her, and I'm not even going to Uber.
Okay.
I'm driving.
Okay.
I like her enough that I'm going to have a sober date, which is a terrible mistake because
Wow. Yeah, I mean or
that's a lot for
you
Jeff
stay over.
Macolino.
Right. No, that's a big thing. I mean, but or you stay over. Yeah. You
No,
know,
I'm not expecting that. I mean,
because then again, you would lose respect. It's such a fucking weird
well, it's a second
world.
date. I wouldn't lose respect on the second date, but the first date I would.
It really is. We're in such a weird place, man. We're in such a weird.
Well, and that's part of it. Like, that's a weird thing. I have a married friend who's like, how many women have you been on dates with? And I'm like, I had literally this is in 2 months, which is also scary yet good for my self-esteem,
Mhm.
maybe, where it's like,
2 months.
yeah, like November is when I started, and it's like
Okay.
I've probably been on a date with a dozen different women.
Wow. That is impressive.
Yeah, no,
What's
and
been the
I have
longest one?
I'm a 50% dater because I
Okay.
have my kids
Yeah,
half the
yeah,
time.
yeah, yeah. So that you take that and cut it down, that's basically in a month of dating time, right?
Yeah,
You've had that. So
yeah, it's impressive. I
what's the return ratio here, man? I mean, have there been, three of those, one of those, none of those that you're like, why obviously the security gate
I've
girl
had
was
second
one.
dates with 3 or 4 of them.
Mhm. And just nothing from there.
Uh, well, one was the no oral sex.
Yeah. Yeah, that's
One was the chick who Shohei Otani. What?
that's great.
One girl is just I really do like her.
But
She's just not attractive enough.
God dang it, man, it is the worst. It's the worst.
And
I'm really
she really likes me, and I'm like, I need to. I had a conversation about that earlier today with a buddy, and he's like, "Come on, man, who cares?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not that guy. Like,
dude. You and I have
I'm
had
not
those.
going to be your heartbreak."
We've had those same conversations. That's so crazy. Because here's the thing, though. Don't fool yourself. Don't kid yourself. I can tell you that I am 100% comfortable with who I am and being alone. I've done it for long enough with my kid and everything else that I'm stable in what I think I know that I want and where I'm going. And like, I'm cool with me. I'm all right with me. I really am. But this life would be so much easier with a partner. It is very hard
It's not even
to do
easier.
this solo.
It's
It's very hard to
it's
do
more
this solo.
enjoyable.
Yeah, more enjoyable, absolutely. And there's so many
And
things.
oh, by the way, you saw me pick up a chick at the Trop when I was 300 pounds. I'm
I
50
saw
pounds
you,
lighter.
right? Like, dude, it's
I didn't realize, I did not remember that, by the way, until a
uh,
month later when I was editing the
you're editing the
episode.
video. But no,
And
dude,
you're
you've
like,
always had game. But it really is like, yeah. So we'll put those together. It would be easier and more enjoyable, right? With a partner, and it's just so hard to start it again. Like once you've done it and you felt like, especially when you did it and you had kids, right?
yeah.
You were married, you had kids, you started down the path of like, this is that world. And then that path broke. So it's so hard now to either be one side or the other, right? You're just not like my ex-wife, I think I told you, like her and her new guy, they bought a house together and they've moved in together and cohabitated with my son and his son, and it's awesome. And I love seeing that. And I love that my son's a part of it because my son sees a cohesive family, a relationship, right? That I haven't been able to bring to the table. And I'm to the point where like I want to do that. I want to have that other person. But finding them requires a lot of sacrifice and effort, man. And dealing with some crazy. Um, but it sounds like you're in the throes of it, man. Like you're not going to give up. Like you're on a dead set. Like you're going to go get this thing. You're on a head coaching search.
I think I'm gonna give up.
You
If you
think?
want the honest truth, because there's been so few. The actually the I mean, look, there's been. I'm turning to Sean Payton and Drew Brees.
Look,
Look. There's Drew Brees really took that affectation from Sean Payton. That was like his press conference.
uh-huh.
Look.
Look. So this experience has been enough to tell you that like maybe it's just not worth all of it.
I don't know because I think the problem is you have to go through so much to go on a date. It costs a lot of money.
Oh yeah. I mean, at the level you're doing it, you're gonna have to write another movie, Jeff. Um
Oh, I've got a bunch of movies written.
yeah. So
I got to make money on the
and
movies.
look, it would be great if we could do this in the wild. But I think doing it in the wild now is such a lost art form that I don't even know how you do that, right? Where do you meet somebody if it's not at a place of business? If it's not somebody you're working with, if it's not somebody like how, we're too old to go to the club where it's like an actual hookup scene where everybody's there to get numbers and do everything else. We go to dive bars. And when we're in the dive bars, like, do you ask for phone numbers? Like, how does that happen? Like, where do you meet these people outside of an app that says that they want, to meet people? It's very tough, man.
Yeah, I don't know how you meet in the wild. I think it's funny. I made this joke because uh the one of my best friends wives drove me to the apps.
Mm-hmm.
And she's like, you look good, you should go in the apps date, and obviously she just wants to be able to invite me to things without being
Right.
an awkward single
Right.
wheel.
Without you just being the solo one. I got you.
Yeah. But the funny thing was I'm like, well, do you know some single women? No, go on the apps. And it's like
Oh.
back in the day. Now again, maybe I'm that just awful person that you do not want to set up with your friends. And
Well,
I'll accept that.
Jeff, I'd introduce you to any of my female friends. I'd be happy to do so. I'd be happy to do it.
Yeah,
They don't exist though, man. It's like, where do you meet people again in the wild? Where are those groups? And you know what people say more than anything? Because I've been having this conversation. Oh, you should start going to church.
I started going to church, not to meet women.
Not just to meet women.
I've
Don't
met
say.
zero women at church.
I don't know how that would work either. Like, I don't know how you start that. Like, what? You ask them to do Bible study together? Like, what do you? And then it feels
No,
awkward if you're trying to use the Lord to get laid, right? Like, let me see if I can use Jesus to get laid. That's a hell of a wingman.
I no, I started going to church not because of it, but I thought maybe.
But hey, that's a whole other conversation for maybe a whole other podcast that you and I can do, because I think that's another thing as we get older, that faith and religion and those things um take on a different perspective as you start growing older, right? um I'll tell you what I know is the people that I know who I would consider to be the most religious in general also seem to be the most content. They seem
Oh
to,
yeah.
right? And that's that's something I could use in my life, right?
That
Is
was
peace
more
and
of the
content.
reason why I started going again.
Look, we got it in late night, and with the drinks flowing, we'll get all religious on all of this. It'll be bad. So, well, so where are we at on your roster, man? What do you got? You got 3 or 4 women you're narrowing this down to that you're laser focused on. Are they the last ones? Like, are we in the
I've
final
got
stages of The Bachelor?
no, yeah, I've got probably one left.
Mhm.
And then I've got a few who I haven't met yet that may or may not be promising.
We need to get you on Love Is Blind. That's what we need to do. Reality dating is where Jeff Macolino deserves to be. You have the personality for it, right?
Yeah.
I don't know if you've watched any of those shows, but those are one of those where
I thought
you
Love is
actually see
Blind was
people.
for a blind person.
Look, this is where you actually see people that will meet separate people without being able to see them and just have conversations with them. And they get torn in this whole thing where they're like, well, I really like Jeff, but I kind of like Jeremiah too. Right. And then they make a decision and they're like, okay, I'm going to go with Jeff. That's who that I made my decision with Jeff. And then after they get out of these boxes and they'll do little things like mixers where they're like, oh, we bring in all the contestants. And it turns out, and this just happened to work out in the way that it is, that the Jeremiah of that shows up and he's like ripped and chiseled and abs and all the other stuff. And then the ladies are like, maybe I should have, I really did feel a connection with him too. Right. So it's like the whole concept of the show is Love Is Blind. And it is until they actually see each other. And then when they see each other, love becomes very much not blind anymore. And it's such an awful commentary on where we are dating, right? Because they will come out and find that the girl that they were really attracted to behind the scenes, they loved her personality, they got along, but the other chick's got a fucking ridiculous rack and an unbelievable ass and looks like a supermodel. And they're like, well, I did connect with her too. It is, yeah, man, it is a social commentary that
I hope I'd be above that, but I've I think I've hung myself in this
what would you
podcast.
be, right? Shallow Jeff. If you were in a situation for 2 weeks where you did this dating, but you couldn't see them, and then you came out and the girl that you chose is not red carpet,
I
but
think
others that you thought you kind of connected with were red carpet, would you walk away from the one that you connected with the most to go to the other?
depends on what level
Right.
of not red carpet she was.
Agreeable. That makes sense. But
Like if it was like I would happily have sex with her, I'd be like, yeah, that's fine. I'm cool.
Look, so here's what I've started doing, which is awesome. I don't really watch the trashy reality TV show because the seasons are like way too long and too many episodes. But I found a couple of reaction YouTubers that condense the entire season into like an hour and a half. And they just react with funny little quips and stuff. So it's kind of like you watch the entire season and you get the points that you need to get from it without having to watch 9 hours of TV. It's a beautiful thing.
It's like Dads and Drink Show season 1.
Yeah, we condense it down. Right back to what was that damn show, the club show? Keys to the VIP.
Keys to the VIP, yes.
Look, I'm telling you, there's this like I think it's a South African guy, but his handle on YouTube is 16 Leo, and he does that with all of these. And then another guy did it with Rock of Love, the Bret Michaels show. So literally, he takes an entire season of the Bret Michaels show, and him and his editors break it down to like 2 hours, and they hit all the big points and make fun of them along the way, and you get the trashy reality part. It's kind of cool. And again, you don't have to devote 11 hours of your time to do it. You know,
Nice.
16 Leo, shout out. But yeah, it's good stuff. We need to get you a dating show, Jeff. Could we produce that and put it together? with like the other, get other Jeremiah involved and like,
But
right? Could we
get
do
Black
this?
Jeremiah involved.
Right? Could we do this? I think we could do this. A social experiment with Jeff Macolino.
I mean, I don't know that we could fund it, but I mean,
Well, what's the funding really? I mean, if we keep
it's
it
just me
down.
on my dating apps, I guess. I already
Well,
have
no,
that
we would
covered.
take applications and maybe we set it up as like a Love is Blind thing that you have to, you find women who want to date and they all compete for you. Um, and they do it blindly, just personality based.
They don't see me either.
You don't see them, they don't see you.
Oh, they're gonna be so disappointed.
You know what I did find though? There were women on there who truly weren't as disappointed. So many times on that show with Love is Blind, there would be the woman that would be like, he's not who I would typically date, but we really connected. And like, that's where you see like the men who shouldn't be with the women that they are. I do think at the end of the day, men probably end up more shallow than women.
I think so. Well, yeah, women I think are more shallow in other ways, generally.
Yeah, like financially and those sort of things. But when it comes
Yeah.
to physical appearance,
Yeah,
I think
you
guys
or
are
I would be
way more
like, "Oh,
shallow.
you're almost homeless? I don't care."
I don't care. You're kind of hot.
Yeah, you're kind of hot. I
Dude, I know
like
you
you.
want to say, look, you can't say that there hasn't been some point in time when you have stopped at a red light and there's been a panhandler. You can't say that that hasn't happened. That you have seen a hot
I
panhandler.
can say it hasn't happened, but I would say it
You've
could
looked.
happen.
You've looked. You've looked to check. You've checked to see.
Oh
If
yeah,
it's a
yeah, yeah. I've
female, you're
checked. Yeah.
like, is she? Nah, Um, yeah. So no, we are incredibly shallow. And we will look past a lot for titties and an ass.
Yeah, no. And I would yeah.
We need to make that happen, Jeff. That needs to be not a script, but
I mean, I
let's find the next Mrs. Macolino.
I'm thinking it's not a bad idea.
It's not.
So I'm looking at pulling up right now just to see if the one chick that I like who I potentially could be having another date with.
Mhm. It's not a bad idea. And look, here's the other part. This is going to sound really bad, but we talked about being shallow on both ends, right? I think filling up the spots for women would not be as hard because social media and influencer style, I think there are a lot more women who would do something like this just for exposure, right? They get on TV or they get on whatever show, and it's a chance to just get themselves out there. So I think in a shallow world of that, women would line up to do this, whether they truly want to date someone or not. They would line up to do it just to try to get the exposure of being involved in a project like that.
Right. They need the IMDb credit.
Yeah, they want the IMDb credit, right? I think finding the women for the roster wouldn't be that difficult, right?
I'm not arguing with you.
Let's go find the next Mrs. Macolino, and everyone in the comments, like, let Jeff know. Jeff has a lot of loyal subscribers and like that are following this path. Let Jeff know if you think we should design and set up a show to find the next Mrs. Macolino. Give us your ideas. You've already liked, subscribe, do all that stuff.
Who's gonna fund this endeavor?
Again, I don't know what the funding is. I don't know what the funding is. Dude, hey, offline we'll talk about this, but in like 2 years, I might have the chance to do that. And it could be really fun. Yeah.
Oh yeah, by then I'll be 41 and
Shut the fuck, dude. I'm 40. By then I'll be 50. Okay.
Yeah,
So
you're already dead. That's why
I'll
we're
be
not
right.
talking
Maybe I'll
about
just
you.
we can keep me involved in the project, and I just get the rebounds.
You get the rebounds.
Right.
Yes. Yes. You get the second place
That's right.
finishers.
We got to find the next Mrs. Macolino, and those who don't qualify can maybe be
Second
the
through
next Miss
fifth
Hensley.
place will might be Mrs. Hensley.
We'll get an opportunity to become Mrs. Hensley. Dude, I
Jeremiah would be
love
like,
this.
fuck that bitch. She's horrible. Like,
Right,
really? I like her. No,
right.
fuck
No,
her.
Jeff, no. Look, she's just not for
Get
you,
her,
dude.
kick her out of here.
Right.
Okay,
She's not for
fine.
you, dude. Right. I know it. There's not a connection, man. I'm just looking out for you, brother to brother, man. Get rid of her.
And
Right.
that's
While I'm
Jeremiah's
secretly
next
working.
wife.
That's it, right? Oh my God.
Jeremiah's
Dude,
got an engagement ring. Like,
yeah. We got
that bitch is crazy. Get her out of here, Jeff. Trust me.
Right. We got to do this. Right. I think we have to do it. If we come to no other conclusion from this reconnection, we have to.
This is
create the
Dads and
dating
Drake
show.
Show season 3.
Season 3. His dad gets married, right? Like dad gets married. Season 3.
It's actually not a bad twist.
Not a bad idea at all.
1 to 2 to 3.
That's not a bad idea. I think we can pull this off. And you said who funds this? I have other names involved too. I think you know one of them. Starts with a Mr. and ends with poop. Cut that out.
No, we might need to see if he can produce
Oh my God! Look,
the series.
yeah,
Not a bad idea.
I think we're onto something here. But it is, man, dude, Jeff. How do we, dating and surviving, and this is so different. It's just so different now, and it's hard to accept. And I say that because I think it's for guys like you and I. You mentioned earlier about how you said jokingly that you were a child, right? But I'm one of those guys. Like I don't want to grow up, and I don't want to wear a suit and tie to work every day and go to a boardroom like a lot of people who are 48 do every day. I'm not cut that way, man.
I won't grow up.
Right. And you're kind of the same way. So we're in that spot where sometimes what women are looking for at this age are the suit and the tie in the boardroom and a nice 401k and a good portfolio. And then there's us. Right. Then there's us. Right. So we have to win on personality. So winning on personality.
I've got a couple plaques from
you do.
T-Buff.
You do. Just keep putting them up, man. And pretty soon we're going to get you one of those YouTube ones to go over in the corner there. Right. We can only do that with the help of all of you who are watching this to like and subscribe. It's the only way it happens.
Yeah. Right? By the way, do you see the bat here?
The raised bat, yes. That's from the
That's from Dad's Drake Show season 2. I've got another one right next to it, but you can't see it on camera.
I am surprised at how little I remember about that night for that ball game.
That makes 2 of us.
I can't wait to see. I can't wait to see the video of it all because it was a mess in the best way. In the best possible way, it was a mess.
I didn't realize you were the one who reminded me on that. I was watching it recently, trying to edit the show together.
Yeah,
and you're like, you picked up a chick. She gave you Instagram, and I'm like, I did. You're like, yeah, you did, and I'm like, oh, and then now like a year later, I'm like, oh.
Smooth as butter. You're like, I should hit her up on Instagram. Right?
Like, probably not, because I don't remember what the fuck she looked like at all.
Yeah. No, I don't think she wasn't bad, right? She wasn't bad at all.
Not bad.
Say, man,
I don't think
I'd kill for your dating pool. I'd kill for your dating pool. Like, I just
Tampa Bay is a little better than Delaware.
No, a lot better. Right?
You think?
Yeah. And then, like I said, my only option is I got to go to Philly or fucking Baltimore, and neither one of those are optimal, right? It's not where we want to be. So we'll keep going through it, man. And God, Jeff, it's not fun. But then again, you know what? If you had a Mrs. Macolino and I had a Mrs. Hensley, do you think we'd be able to be doing this show right now? Or would we be getting yelled at and nagged at for,
Nah.
See, there's my
We'd
bag.
be fine.
There's
I
my
wouldn't
baggage.
marry. I wouldn't marry a woman who would get on me about it.
That's my baggage. I think about like, oh, getting a wife, and my immediate response is like, yeah, but she'd be nagging me and not letting me do anything because that's what my ex-wife did. So I'm just assuming that every woman is like my ex-wife.
Nah,
How about that?
you got to get over that, bro.
No shit, right? So
Jeremiah Hensley, where can people find you on social media if you want them to find you?
yeah, all over the place, man. I'm trying to get back into a little more TikTok. I've been away from it for a while, but JFrog817, you can find me on the X, you can find me on the Twitter, and all those good things. So not as active as I used to be, Jeff, but that's a new goal for 2026. I think I want to get back to doing that just so I'm not sitting in my own thoughts. If I got to listen to this shit in my head, other people should too. So
there you go.
There. And of course, thank you, man, really for making time, right? And getting me on this. It's exciting to watch the ride that you're on. And excited to see where that goes, big guy. Couldn't happen to a better dude. Hardest working man in showbiz. I've been saying that for 2 years.
Yeah. I'm the drunkest. But
drunk and hard working, those can go hand in hand.
Yeah, I'm the hardest working drunk.
Yeah. As long as your job's not driving 18-wheelers, then that's acceptable. Most other jobs you can do drunk.
Yeah, I'm not operating any heavy machinery, just a Zoom room.
Yeah. That can be operated, a Zoom room. That can be operated intoxicated. That is perfectly fine.
Yes. All right. Everyone follow J Frog, follow Jeremiah, and Dad's the Drake Show season 2 is gonna come out sometime soonish.
Yeah, it's there. And now we just sat here and put together season 3. So I'm excited.
Yeah, season 3 is a whole new
season 3 is a whole new concept. Hold on. Right?
Wow.
Ladies, feel free to go ahead and sign up.
Please sign up.
Jeff, right? Reach out to Mr. Macolino for all you.
No, send all of the dating applications to Jeremiah, but for me.
Yeah,
or for him. Who cares? I don't care.
Either way, right? So
just make sure you send nudes. I'm kidding. Don't send nudes. That's pornographic.
Right.
Just send cleavage.
Yeah. Tasteful nudes are perfectly acceptable.
Yes, exactly. Yes. All right, everyone. That's it. That's all. Hope you had all ball. Blah, blah, blah. I can't speak English. Boom. It's over. Thanks for listening.
It was amazing. I loved it.
Be sure to come back for another great episode.
I'm one wing away from Jeff Macolino.
Of the Jeff Macolino Podcast.
How much time did you spend on thinking of the name of your podcast? You went just straight, that's my name, I'll add the word podcast to it.
Yup. See you next week.